I know.
I'm getting pretty nervous.
So am I. All right, I think we are live, and if we're not, we're live-ish. So, what's
Yo,
up? Live before lock, Monday edition, July 15th. Didn't even realize that it was July there for a second. I thought I had my date wrong. Myself, Jake Hari, taking you guys all the way up to lock. Jake, what's going on, man? I feel like I haven't talked to you in forever.
I know it's weird, right? We had the Yahoo show last Friday, but All-Star break really messes everyone up.
It does. My head is all off.
Oh, for sure. So, yeah, man, how have things been going for you? Have you been taking down the tournaments or what?
I feel like I've barely played because of the All-Star break.
Okay.
I didn't play for those 4 days. I played Friday. I didn't play at all on Saturday. And then I played again yesterday. So I've only played like 2 days in the past, I don't know, week and change, other than some golf sweats that went nowhere. But
You're playing golf this week, of course.
oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I was close yesterday on DraftKings.
Nice.
I was pretty close. I've been playing. I haven't been maxing this $10, but I want to play in some fashion every day. So
good payout structure today.
Yeah. So I threw in 50 there, and I just played my normal volume. So I've been doing that the last few days.
Nice.
Just because, like, if I have a really good lineup that ranks out in my top 50, I want to be rewarded for that with 10K rather than $500 in the mini max or whatever.
Sure. Are you? Would they be like your top 50 in the mini max? Like you'll have overlap, or is that a unique 50 for you?
No, that's overlap. It'll be so I'll have 150 total lineups. Top 50 go in there, and then just go down the based on entry fee.
Makes some sense. I know the feeling. I didn't get into it today, but I should have. As soon as I saw the pay structure, I was like, I should play this. Then I went about my business. I registered for the mini max, and I was like, I never got in that tournament. Do I want to do this while I'm live? Like, no, probably not. But I don't know. Maybe on a day where I'm not live. So DK, give me a better payout structure on days where I'm not live.
I'm sure they'll work that around your schedule.
Yeah, I'm sure they're listening right now.
Yeah,
I'll make sure to let them know next time I'm on the Sweat Show. Okay, we've got a crazy one today. Coors game. We've got Joe Musgrove as aggressive chalk. It's going to be just a weird slate. So let's start on pitching. DK's, I've been looking at FanDuel so much today, and then I hop over and see Castillo at the top, and it's at 11-8, and just blows my mind. Let's start from Paxton up. Is Paxton your guy, or are you looking more towards maybe Giolito or Kershaw?
So I guess Paxton's my guy in that I'm probably gonna have the most exposure to him. I like the chalky bats tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I like the kind of the second tier of chalky bats behind Coors, though, specifically one team that we'll get to. But yeah, I have right now about 40% of Paxton. I think that's a number I'm okay with.
Ooh, okay.
What are you completely different than that?
I don't think that I'll get over the field. I'm happy with him there. I'm going to be heavier on Kershaw. Surprise.
Yeah, I mean,
but it's not that I don't like Paxton. He has the second highest projected total in my data. He's got the highest number in Alex's data. When I merge those two together, they'll both be pretty close.
Yeah. So, yeah, Paxton up there. Only got to a couple shares of Blake Snell. I wish I was over on Snell.
Isn't that weird? It's like he doesn't exist today.
It's yeah. If he was 9K, I think he's probably getting a bunch more ownership. He's only getting 8% right now.
I was most of the way through writing Spotlight Pitchers this morning, and then I realized that he was on the slate, and I was just like, did I type something in wrong? Like, he was an afterthought.
Yeah, I don't know. Like if I was hand building, he might be a guy that, as weird as it is, like I think I might end up on him for one lineup.
Yeah.
But for 150, I just don't see the point in taking that risk over and over again because of the matchup being so tough. Like you're not going to see, unless he has a game in Coors, you're not going to see a higher total against Blake Snell than what Alex has right now is 5.2.
Right.
So Yeah, Yahoo, $38. There you have it. But I still don't think I'd even play him in cash at 38 on Yahoo, just because the matchup is so tough.
So the matchup is scary, but then I dig into the data and it's like, okay, over the past 2 years, 32% K rate against either hand, an X ISO against either hand in the 130s. Are we overreacting to the Yankees?
Maybe. I mean, but when you go down and like on each, like you look at each of these guys, and LeMahieu doesn't K, Judge smashes everything, just a really good hitter. Voit destroys lefties. Sanchez destroys everything, but mainly lefties. Hicks can hit lefties. Encarnacion can hit lefties. Gleyber Torres is a two-hole hitter hitting 7. And then it's like Urshela and Gardner still doesn't K a ton versus lefties. So it just has to be so perfect for Snell at 10K that I just find myself not getting there very often at all.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see Snell with like 25 DK points, but he gave up like 2 or 3 solo dongs.
Right. If his strikeout stuff's on, he's probably striking out 10 here. Yeah. Like if he has a top, like if he has a 90 percentile game for him, then the numbers are still going to look gaudy.
Right.
The question is Paxton going to match him? And I really dislike the lineup construction of him with Paxton. So that's where it gets tough.
Yeah, that's a little too pricey on a day like today. Mm-hmm. Talk to me about Kershaw.
Yeah, Kershaw is someone I'm getting to, not at the – actually right at the field.
Okay.
He's 13% right now. I got him at 14 in the crunch I did right before this. And that might even go up depending on what happens with Paxton at the top. If he creates a wider gap between some of these next options or the guys in the 9K plus tier, then I might even get a few more shares of Kershaw. But he's just a good pitcher. He's not Kershaw of old, but he is still a very good pitcher. Vegas giving him a lot of respect, a low implied total against him. 4.2 runs, Alex has it at. And you're just being different, inherently different. So he would be my guy after Paxton as far as high priced arms.
Yeah, that's the same spot that I am right now. I heard the Deeper Dive crew poo-pooing it, which made me sad. It made me feel like I was going to be out on an island.
Giolito?
No, Kershaw.
Oh.
I like his ability to go deep in the game. I get that he's not the same strikeout pitcher, but it's not like he's throwing 5 innings too. I expect him to go. I have him in for 6 2/3, and even if you're just a slightly above average strikeout pitcher, volume can get you there. So I'm hoping that is today. I am clearly a little nervous about right-handed power from Philadelphia, but it's not like Kershaw gets blown up all that often.
No, like never.
He doesn't give up a ton of power, so if he's keeping the ball in the ballpark in Philadelphia, I think he can be in for a really nice night. Strikeouts play up in Philly, so we'll see.
You know, he's gone at least 6 innings in every start this season.
Yeah.
That's wild, but no more than 7.
Very narrow window.
Just 7 innings, 6 Ks, 7 innings, 8 Ks, 6 innings, 6 Ks. So it's a good chance you're getting 20 plus points. The question is, can he give you that 7th inning? Can he give you a K per inning in all those? Because this is another one where it's not like Philly is a cake matchup by any means.
No.
So.
No. With a different pitcher, I might be very nervous, or I might be way more interested in taking the Phillies. But today, it's going to be hard for me to go against a man, Clayton Kershaw. Okay, we need to do it. Joe Musgrove is $5,800. And in our last ownership update, he was projected for 46% ownership. That is the highest number on the slate. That is 14 or 12% higher than James Paxton. Is there any scenario where you end up near that number?
No, I think half of it is kind of where I'd want to be.
Yeah,
150. If I'm at 15% and I'm at a third, like I'm not going to restart anything or redo anything. Like he's a decent play tonight, but the reason he's 46% is not because it's like a great strikeout matchup, and he's maybe mispriced a little bit, underpriced for sure, but it's not like he's just like a fantastic strikeout arm where he's got like a 28% K rate and this Cardinals lineup is just strikeout after strikeout after strikeout. In that case, I think I would be more willing to eat the chalk, but yeah, I just no reason to get to 46% of a guy who, if you do play him, okay, maybe you play him with a different stack. So in the lineups that I'm playing him with, I'm trying to avoid getting to full core stacks
Right.
or even 5-mans of either team. So just be smart if you're playing Musgrove. He's good play. He's probably going to get you double digits, and if he gets you 20, you're probably going to need him tonight. But if you're playing him with Coors, like you got a long way to go before you're even competing for a tournament.
16.5% K rate against lefties over the past 2 years for Musgrove. He's about to see 4 of them, maybe 5. I don't know if Michaelis bats lefty or not.
He's right.
I don't particularly care how the pitcher bats, but he's gonna get 4 lefties. Like this doesn't feel like a massive strikeout spot outside of Tyler O'Neill and Bader, but Musgrove does have a little bit of an issue with right-handed power, so it does get mitigated a bit in St. Louis. I can't pay for Musgrove if he's 46% owned. I'd like to come in at like a third of that, and I'll be pretty happy.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the sweet spot.
The prices on these guys are crazy. Michaelis is $6,400 on FanDuel, $8K on DK. Meanwhile, Musgrove is $8,300 on FanDuel, $5,800 on DK. So these guys are just flip-flopped.
Right. So I actually got to some Michaelis actually on both sites, which I'm ashamed to even say because I don't think it's a very good spot. But it's like you either get to Michaelis or you're playing Thornton Plutko, who just has no K upside, but neither really is Michaelis. At least he's a I don't even know. I wonder why I'm not getting to more Plutko than Michaelis now that I look at it. Plutko's a huge favorite. Maybe he just can't go deep into games, and that's why he's bumped down in projections. But yeah, man.
Yeah, I have Plutko at 5.5 innings for today, looking completely pedestrian, which is crazy when you're facing the Tigers and their offense is just downright garbage.
Right. Plutko is not even getting ownership either. I thought he might pick up a little bit of steam, but
no, 4%, I think.
Basically nothing. So he must just project really poorly in a lot of different models. The question is, if you don't go to Musgrove, who do you go to in this range? we were chatting about it before the show, just seeing where each other were at.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I'm more likely to have more Porcello than Musgrove just because of their ownership. Which I'm more than okay with today, although certainly nervous.
Yep.
How are you feeling?
Yep. So I have more Porcello right now. I would expect I have more Porcello in 50 minutes when we lock. And if we get the same amount of them and I get them both at 20%, that's fine too. But it's like Porcello's not in a bad spot at all. He's going up against the Blue Jays team who has strikeouts. They do have power, but he's a massive favorite right now, or not massive, but very good size favorite, minus 180. And you'd expect him to have a bunch of run support here. So I think he's got about as many things going for him as Musgrove does.
Yeah, I touched on it a little bit in Spotlight Pitchers. Porcello gets absolutely blasted against left-handed hitters. And that doesn't strike me as a huge problem. Sogard leading off, not a pop guy. Biggio has some pop, but he's not like a scary pop guy. Smoke's hitting 6th. Billy McKinney's hitting 8th, has some pop, not much else. But Fenway nukes left-handed power. 90 park factor last year. So it's playing into Porcello's strengths a bit. I like him here in this spot because of it, especially at 6,300 where you don't have a ton to lose. And he's half the ownership of Joe Musgrove, even more. What are we doing here?
Yeah, so we actually just got an ownership update a few minutes ago. So if you want to pop that in.
More than a little bit. I've been waiting on this one.
What's that?
I've been waiting on this, so I'm very intrigued to pop this in here.
All right, so big changes here. Snell went up into double digits.
Musgrove coming down a little bit, but nothing too crazy.
Yeah. He's still the chalk.
Yeah.
Musgrove, Paxton, still by far the two chalkiest guys. Paxton actually came down a few percentage points. It looks like Junis came down. Who went up? No one. I'm trying to see. Still nothing for Framber Valdez, but what am I missing here?
What do you want? What are we talking about?
Someone skyrocket? Kershaw, maybe?
No, nobody really went up. Everybody kind of just went up marginally.
Yeah, Hauser is the exact same.
Yeah.
All right, let me see. I'm going to resort this for DraftKings and see what my new exposures are. Yeah, still no one made a big jump, so it must not have been a huge update. Still playing basically the same 5 or 6 guys. What about, so I just mentioned him. What do you think about pivoting off of Musgrove going to Hauser?
Ooh, to Hauser. That's not the direction I thought you were going. Okay. I've got another guy we could touch on after that.
All right.
I don't have a huge issue with it. He's... I'll probably have some. Let's be clear here. We have him at 4%. I wouldn't be surprised if I'm a little bit north of that number. It's just a tricky spot. Like, it's really hard to target against the Braves. It's rarely a good matchup. They don't have a ton of guys in the lineup that just strike out a lot. The problem really is how deep will Hauser go into this game. And I don't get the sense that I want to take a guy that doesn't have the ability to go super deep against Atlanta.
Right. I mean, you're looking for 5 innings here. He threw 64, 75, and 87 pitches his last 3. So the volume is there to go 5 innings. There's no doubt about that. I think if he went 5 innings, I might just want him to be done, even if he was cruising.
Yeah.
Because this is not really a guy I think should be facing quality offenses like 3 full times through the order. So if he can just kind of be okay, and ultimately if you're playing Hauser, you're just hoping that Musgrove underperforms and Hauser gets you 15. He's got a shot at the win, of course, because he can go 5 innings. It's basically a pick 'em right now. Better shot for a win, according to Vegas, than Musgrove, actually. And he's 5,300. He's going to get you a similar lineup construction to Musgrove, but you're just differentiating at one spot. Is Musgrove really 10 times as likely to outscore Hauser?
No.
Tonight? Because he's owned that way.
I hope not.
Yeah.
I hope not. Oh, Jordan Luplow. Spag's getting his pick in early because he's on DK Live today. So Jordan Luplow, the Ginger Assassin, the home run pick for Chris tonight.
Nice.
Don't worry, I'll forget that in 10 minutes.
I'll put it in right now. Matt Adams. Oh, you guys picked yesterday. Okay.
Yes, we did. And I assume nothing went well.
I'm not seeing any green.
Washington. I never even looked, to be honest with you. So let me just double check.
I didn't see any of those.
No
guys.
one ever tagged me, so.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the Nats scored 3 runs, so there's that. Great job, Washington, on that one. No home runs from the Nats, so cool. Really happy that went well. So you mentioned another name before, and we haven't talked about him yet. And he's a guy that I am way too interested in today. Ownership coming down is making me a little happier. And to be clear, I like him a lot more on FanDuel, where he's only 6,800. What are your thoughts on Jake Junis tonight?
Yeah, I thought he was really heavily owned this morning when Adam and I were doing the show. It looks like he's dropped quite a bit.
I know, I'm so happy.
I'm not really sure why, but I saw what you said about this being like you said like a dream spot or something. I brought that up to Adam.
Yeah.
Kind of like, what is he talking about? But
I mean,
you
to
go
be clear, it's the spot. I don't think Junis is good.
Right. And the White Sox have been a little bit more lefty heavy lately. So maybe that's what I was looking at. Like this, you're going to see 6 lefties here.
Yeah.
So that's the issue. And that's probably gotten some people off of him. And it's not like you're getting a big discount on Junis. This is a pretty big price increase for a guy that we usually see in the low 6Ks. And he's actually not even a favorite. So there's some things, of course, going against Junis, but he is pretty talented. And there still are strikeouts in the White Sox lineup. So if his ownership keeps dropping, it's not like he projects as a terrible value or anything. So I have 24% right now.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. To me, the appeal is the fact that he's just playing. This game is in Kansas City. If he were in Chicago, I mean, we would assume that we would probably be trying to stack up the White Sox. But since we're playing in a pitcher's park that negates power quite a bit, and half of the White Sox hits for power and the other half doesn't hit, I mean, I'm going to read off the ISOs.
Oh, I love this.
These are the projected ISOs for this entire lineup from Steamer. And they're either guys that absolutely mash the ball or guys that don't hit the ball at all. Lurie Garcia, 115. Obviously very low. Moncada, 190. Abreu, 233. McCann, 143. John Jay, hitting in the 5-hole, 0.087. Then you get Eloy Jimenez at 214. AJ Reed, 192. And then you close it out with Yolmer, 124. Charlie Tilson, somehow trying to be as bad as John Jay, 0.088. I mean, 4 of those guys are just not hitting home runs today. Full stop. Because that would, they would probably go out to a really nice dinner if they did.
If they can afford it, they might be on rookie contracts. I don't know. They might not be getting paid more than we are. So
that's true. That's true. I have a lot of interest in him because this game is in Kansas City. Because half of the White Sox lineup is inept, and they still project to strike out a ton.
Yeah. Angels lineup in.
Good. Trout?
No Trout.
No Trout.
So I figured no Trout. I mean, no need to risk a $430 million man over a calf strain.
Yeah.
Go Kevin Durant on the deal. But yeah, no Trout. So that looks like a lineup that maybe you can consider Framber Valdez against for a few innings.
We're about to find out.
Because I would imagine that boosts Framber just a little bit. But when you're 4,600, every little percentage point counts. And right now, we're not showing him as being owned at all. I haven't heard a word about him in our premium chat or really any chat. So we'll see if he gets any popularity at all. But that's going to be another guy in my pool that I'll go to instead of Musgrove and just allocate some shares over there.
All right, I'm gonna refresh my numbers on Valdez to see what the impact of the change is. I can only imagine he goes up. I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say that if Mike Trout is not in the lineup, you're probably better off.
Yeah, just the greatest hitter of all time.
All right, so I had Valdez at 10.6. He goes to 10.2.
How did he go down?
That's a great question.
Well, all right. So who did they put in there? Is it like David Eckstein, just like a guy who never strikes out?
Well, Fletcher. So that's actually a really good question. What did I have in there previously?
I don't know.
So I said he was at 10.6 and dropped to 10.2, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so in that previous lineup, I didn't have Fletcher Simmons at the top in 1-2 spot. Those are two guys that project to strike out 10% or lower. So oddly enough, that's just a massive drop in expected strikeout rate between those guys. It actually makes some sense to me. David Fletcher and Andrelton Simmons, if one of them struck out once today, you would be like, huh, didn't see that one coming.
We just got another ownership update. So Framber Valdez is in. Let me see where he is at.
We got another ownership update or a projections update?
Ownership.
Oh, okay, cool.
So Tom messaged us. Framber's in now.
Oh, cool.
And it doesn't make that big of a difference. 2%. So I'm in on that. Give me 10% Valdez.
I don't disagree. Although I will say this much. The Astros are going to be one of my most owned stacks on FanDuel, and they are going completely overlooked.
Astros are?
Yeah.
Astros
ownership in the aggregate was 2.2% on the last update. I'm going to refresh again now just to see. I can't imagine it changed all that much from Valdez being in, but I'm anticipating being 4 to 5 times the field on the Astros today.
Okay.
And that's a FanDuel play specifically. Not that not that I don't like the Astros on DK. They're just a little bit more owned there.
Okay. Valdez went down 2 in Alex's.
See?
Down like a quarter of a point.
See? When you're good, you're good, man. When you're good, you're good.
Yeah. I mean, you got to trust the numbers, but that's not going to make a difference if you're 4,600.
No, not at all. The difference between 10.6 and 10.2 or 8.6 and 8.1 or whatever Alex just dropped it to is meaningless at 4,600.
Well, it's just like because of his ownership, it's not going to make a difference for me as far as
right.
That might cost me 1 share out of 150.
It might not even matter.
Yeah, I doubt it will. Projections were updated as well.
Ooh, good to know.
There you go.
We are getting dangerously close to dongs.
Yeah, that we are. And we still have 3 lineups left. I would think, usually in doubleheaders, correct me if I'm wrong, but we usually get both lineups like boom, boom within a couple minutes of each other.
I would expect to get them quickly, but not necessarily soon.
Got it.
And then, like, when they, I'm agreeing with what you're saying. When they come, we're going to get them both pretty promptly. But if you told me that they came at 7:10, I wouldn't be shocked. Just punch my microphone. Astros lineup, which I desperately need. Who the hell knows?
Cruncher was moving very quickly right before the show, quicker than normal for me. So 10 gamer, not a 15 gamer. That's the important thing. So I think you're going to have enough time within, like, if we get in the next 10 or 15 minutes, I think we're going to be okay.
Are we ready for this?
Donk picks?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, let's do it.
Okay. Let me pull it up so I can let everybody know how bad I'm taking a beating on dong picks. 17 for Emax, 17 for Jake, 13 for Chris, 11 for myself. I will note I have the least amount of picks made at this point. I will not note what my percentage has been in those picks, however.
Yeah.
And I don't know what my wife is cooking. It smells good.
I don't think lack of picks has been your issue lately. I mean, none of us have gotten a dong for a while, actually.
Ouch.
Yeah. Actually, if you look at it, there is a lot of red.
Yeah, but specifically in column B.
Column C isn't doing too hot either.
It's not.
Column D was doing decent, but now it's tapered off pretty nice.
So the floor is yours, my man. Go for it.
All right.
You deserve it. You're ahead of me.
Chris took Luplow? Is that right?
Yeah.
All right. I will take...
You typed that in there.
I know. I was just saying that to myself. Because I was looking at Luplow in my sheet. So he took him. I was looking at Cleveland players. I want to take a Cleveland bat.
I'm really... Okay, good. I was going to say, I'm really nervous that you're going to take my guy for today. But
no,
you're not.
You're probably taking like Bellinger, but... I will take... I think Jose Ramirez gets one today.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
So I have him here. 67th.
Nice.
Don't hate it, though. Don't hate it. Alrighty. Dong pick. Here we go. I'm excited. You ready for this? Can I get a drum roll? I gave it to myself, too. Give me Max Muncy.
Oh, now that
my dude.
Quality pick.
My dude.
Yeah.
Max, take me off the schneid, Max.
He's the slump buster.
He was my second home run this year.
Was that last week?
Yeah. That happened back on April 18th. Feels like a lifetime ago.
There are some pretty nasty storms going on here. So if I lose power, or they're about to happen here, they're hitting west of me. They're moving this way. So
okay.
If I lose power, you may have to finish the show alone.
I'm sure the people will be very thrilled.
Yeah, you can maybe just ask Sean B to jump on.
No, who you're talking about. Sorry. Do we get an EMAC pick yet? He's around.
Yeah, it usually comes in the premium Slack. Usually puts it in both. Home run call, EMAC, Shohei Ohtani. What? Did he write that? Or is that his
No.
go
That's him doing that for, I don't understand why.
All right. That is true. Jeremiah Johnson, Max Muncy is a terrible baseball player. Quote unquote, Josh Engelman last year, maybe as early as this year. Oh, EMAC takes Bellinger. Come on.
That one's going to sting. Also, heroic effort here by EMAC.
Yeah. I mean, at least I took Jose Ramirez having a terrible season. But whatever. We all took guys on teams with 6+ implied totals or 5.7+. So.
All right, so the picks are in.
Yeah.
I've got Max Muncy because he's my favorite player in baseball. He's going to go pick one out of the ocean. Jordan Luplow going to Chris. He'll just get a 0. Jose Ramirez, I like the pick. Sneaky. And then EMAC shows no courage whatsoever and takes Cody Bellinger.
Yeah. Can't say it's not a good pick, though. It's just everyone's eating the chalk today. So at least we all are on the same page. If Randone were on, like tomorrow, he'll probably pick like David Bodie batting 90.
I was going to say he's got Jacob Stallings.
Yeah.
I had to scroll for that. I don't know who Jacob Stallings is.
He picked like Harold Castro and he barreled one his first at bat of the game right up the wall.
I remember seeing the tweet of the barrel too, being like, "Oh my god, is this happening?"
It's like, jeez.
Okay, so we have touched on pitching for all of this show. Let's transition to hitting now. Who's your top stack? Let's just get out of the way right now.
The Indians, man.
Okay.
They are my eyes exposed. I mean, you would be if ownership wasn't a thing. Of course, it's the Rockies and the Giants, but ownership is a thing, and so I get that those guys have massive totals. I think Colorado could rival them as my highest owned stack. But when Alex fixed the top stack tool at the end of the deeper dive show, San Francisco is going a little bit over-owned, barely, and Colorado is going a little bit under-owned. But neither of them are secrets. They both have high chances of being the top stack. Cleveland going a little under-owned. I like that they're under a 7% ownership share right now. So they just make me some really good lineups that are also very likely to be unique as well.
He didn't mention my top team.
The Dodgers. Yeah, I saw your tweets today.
Yeah.
Tell me why you like the Dodgers.
I'm all in on the Dodgers today. They will be my highest owned team. I ran dummy crunches on FanDuel and DK earlier before my office hours. Office hours, you can tune in. You can join us in Slack. All of us hop in and you could ask us questions for like an hour. I do it. Jake does it. Adam does it. The boss man does it.
Yeah.
Wait, what'd you say?
I don't have them for baseball yet. I don't know. We just never set it up.
Oh. You can do it whenever you want.
Yeah.
I knew Jake did do them for hockey. But you can get the boss man's thoughts on Wednesday nights?
Wednesday nights. That's right. It's always when I'm at softball. So.
Okay. So Zach Eflin gets absolutely destroyed by left-handed power. And I don't know if you've paid attention to the Dodgers at all, but they tend to have some guys that hit for power. And those guys hit from the left side. Verdugo is fine at hitting for power. Justin Turner is a righty. Also has some power, so I'm okay there. Bellinger, Muncy, Corey Seager. Somebody's going to blast one on Eflin. I obviously took Muncy as my home run pick. EMAC took Cody Bellinger. One of these balls, at the minimum, is going in the cheap seats, and I'm expecting more than that. I have the Dodgers projected for 2.02 home runs today. That is the highest number of home runs of any team on the slate. That is not excluding Coors. I want home runs, man.
People forget about Coors in that it's really good for doubles and triples too, because the park is so the outfield's so big.
Right.
So it's not always just dongs, but it's really good for stacking because they score. They have implied totals of 8 runs.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the Dodgers are a team that if I changed my filters a little bit and took a little bit more weight off projection and a little bit put that onto ownership, I think they would start to creep up a little bit. I am getting to double digits in Bellinger the last time I saw, so that's always a good thing. But And Muncy actually is getting pretty close to that.
We've got
But
Seager at 5% ownership today. I might end up with 40.
seems a little low. But when you got Frankie Lindor leading off, hitting a dong, then it's going to be tough for Seager to hit too.
Any guesses what Eflin's ISO and XISO against left-handed hitters has been over the past 2 seasons?
I bet his ISO is over 200.
You would be correct. 237.
Ooh, that is rough.
215 XISO. We're in a hitter's park. It is not as good for left-handed power, 106 park factor, but still big. Which, even though Eflin has no trouble like slowing down righties, still a 114 park factor for righties, and the guy that's trying to hit him is either Justin Turner or Kike. There's just so much power in this Dodgers lineup. I want to be all over this team. When I ran my crunch earlier today, haven't run it since, I was basically double the field on the Dodgers and half the field on the Rockies, and that is a spot that I would love to be when we get there.
Yeah.
I love it.
I wonder if I'm going to end up on underweight on both Coors sides, because my top
I will.
both Coors stacks. I think that's the right play tonight. Like, I don't know that it's going to work out tonight, but I think long term, I think that is the right call, at least on the Giants. Like, they're just not a good team.
No.
And yeah, Chichi Gonzalez sucks, but so do a lot of these Giants bats that we're expecting to see in the lineup. Like $4,800 Sandoval, Dickerson going to be lefty, or Chichi's a righty, but Dickerson going to be in there for $4,800. You're not even getting a discount, that much of a discount on like Pilar. These guys are $1,000 to $1,200 more expensive than they usually are, and I don't know. They're just whatever for me, the Giants.
I feel the same way. But like, who knows? Their lineup could be just about anything.
That's the problem too. So it's one thing if this is just a Coors game and they're just laying the lineup out, but this is a double header. A bunch of these guys already played. You never know what they're going to do. Posey's not going to catch 2 games in one day, right? It's going to be Vogt. I think we know that. It's probably going to be Belt.
You would think.
But after that, it's like, who knows, man?
Not I. I'm trying to get my fantasy cruncher ready so that I can just drop in projections and start crunching, because it's going to be one of those days again.
At this point, we're not getting the lineup before lock.
As long as I get the Astros one, I'm fine with it, because I don't give a shit about the Rockies and the Giants tonight.
I mean, I care about them.
I mean, I care, but like, they're a team that I'm happy to not have. I'd sooner take them out.
It's just crazy that Alex Dickerson's going to be almost 20% owned on a 10-game slate with a bunch of other really good teams in good spots. Like the Red Sox, we haven't even talked about them yet. Mookie Betts and JD Martinez are way underpriced.
Yeah. For
whatever reason.
Oh, you mean Mookie Betts isn't supposed to be under 5K? It's weird.
Yeah. And JD 4,700. I'm not sure if someone just, put their finger to the left of where it should have been on the keyboard. What's going on?
Yeah, I have no problem with Betts, Devers, Martinez, any Red Sox, really. Any weather issues for you?
No, nothing yet.
Okay.
Or at least nothing yet. Nothing.
And I mean in baseball, not necessarily like outside your window.
No, I know. I was talking about in baseball, but yeah, there might be some in outside my house. If you can hear the rain, it's coming down pretty good. But let's see. Did Alex send out a tweet on the Osmo Weather account? I don't think he did.
I haven't seen anything come through.
So if that's the case, he's not concerned. I wasn't all that concerned about the St. Louis game. From what I saw on Twitter all day, it was that the rain's going to clear out. So even if there is a little bit of a delay, it's going to be fine. So what that tells me is if you're playing Musgrove, wouldn't change anything right now. You have an extra hour or so to swap that if things get dicey before 8:15 Eastern. I mean, I'd love the game to start and Musgrove throw one inning, get shelled, and then it delay for a long time because I'm going to be under the field, but I don't think that's the likely outcome. I think the game plays fine.
Good to know. How long are you waiting before you start crunching?
I was just looking at Adam's of me in the Slack chat, but
I didn't see it.
he said for office hours Tuesday at 10 p.m. is available. I'm gonna wait in the next 8 minutes.
That's the timer I set in my head. If I don't have it by 6:50, I just got to roll.
I think 15 minutes out is the last I'm gonna give it.
Yep, I agree. We're on the same page. Anybody that you think you're getting a lot more of than the public is on?
The White Sox, even though I like Junis.
Yeah, no issue with that.
Yeah, I mean, just Eloy, Luis Garcia leading off is decently cheap. Anytime Moncada's versus a righty and a righty that's getting ownership, I really like that just for home run potential. And then even James McCann, I'm getting quite a bit. So there's a pretty big discrepancy between the Vegas total on some other sites and Alex's total for the White Sox. He has him over 5. Other sites have him at 4.6, 4.7. I'm seeing right now. So,
what do you think about the Cardinals? It's more of a DK play, obviously.
What's that?
It's more of a DK play, obviously.
Yeah, did not get to a lot of Cardinals bats. I got to like 5% Carpenter. Even when I boosted leverage, I still wasn't able to get to them. They just don't project very well. So, and the problem is when you're playing the Cardinals, like I would love to have some of their guys as 2-mans and one-offs and stuff like that. And you hope that you get the 2-run or 3-run homer off Musgrove and you sink all the Musgrove people by also not having to stack the Cardinals. But if you do stack them up, you're forced into like Snell, Paxton pairings or something like that.
That doesn't sound like a bad force.
No. But you're just going to have extra salary.
Sure.
And they're just not, they don't grade out as a great team to stack tonight, regardless.
They're actually third from the bottom for me in terms of like just overall skill, we'll say. So I think the bigger key is just fading Musgrove. I don't necessarily think that I have to be on the opposite side of the game as well. I'll get just as much utility out of having less Musgrove. But if the Cardinals were like a mid-tier team for me, I would probably end up with like a really stupid amount of them.
Right. That's the thing. It's like if they were I think I agree. If they were a mid-tier team, then yeah, I would get a ton of them. But
I don't see them as particularly appealing other than the leverage. And when that's the case, if I have 1 or 2, I'm cool with it. But I'd rather just watch the Musgrove lineups die and be happy that way.
Yeah, I just hope he gets like singled to death. Just BABIP him to death, and maybe hit like 1 home run to get him out of the game. But
yeah, that'll work for me perfectly. Is there anybody who do I want to hit it? I wouldn't mind like a 3-run dong from Matt Wieters or Dexter Fowler or somebody that no one's gonna have.
Yeah, I'm all about that, especially like an outfielder because there's 3 outfield spots.
Dexter Fowler would be a good one. 3-run Dexter Fowler dong. I don't know, like 7 other hits. Done and dusted.
I'm in on that for sure.
Okay.
All right.
4 more minutes. No sign of anything good for us. And all I'm doing now is watching TweetDeck to see if a lineup pops up and my Wirecutter deals list because today is Amazon Prime Day.
Are you a big Amazon Prime guy?
Yeah. I spend a staggering amount of money on Amazon in a calendar year.
See, I don't. I have Prime though, and
you should buy everything that you can.
Everything?
Everything. Just set it up to ship to your house. Toilet paper, soap. I get sink brushes 1 a month. Just next one comes in, throw the old one out. Never have to think about it.
Oh, you got it on auto?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's like a grocery delivery service, basically.
I like going to get my groceries, though.
So, not groceries. Like, they're not like sending me heads of lettuce and shit. But yeah, I spend a staggering amount of money on Amazon. It runs my life.
Wow. So you're giving into the bots. You're giving into Bezos and co.
Yeah. Why not?
It's
Why
fine.
not?
They're gonna take us over anyways.
Yeah, I'm not super worried about it. I'm the least interesting guy for them in the history of the world. By the time they get to me, that means they got to like 3 billion people first. So I'm cool with it at that point. I'm not gonna be able to slow it down.
Porcello ownership, someone says. Is that a question? If it's a question, I can give you the answer. I would like to be a little more polite, but
How about this? Use the promo code live before lock, and you can sign up to get 50% off your first month with us. That's how you
Porcello.
can get it.
What's that?
And that's how you can get the ownership.
That is how you can get the ownership. I am feeling nice today, though. And he is between 20 and 25%. He's the third highest owned pitcher right now on DraftKings FanDuel. He is double digits. So you got a good idea. Yahoo, Porcello is at mid-teens.
Okay.
There you go.
We are under 2 minutes from our self-imposed threshold, and it does not appear that anything is getting any better for us.
You know what's going to happen, though, is we'll start crunching. We'll be halfway done, and then...
Oh, I already know how this works out. I'm going to be halfway through my crunch, and Altuve and Bregman are going to be out. And I'm going to want to strangle someone. I'm so nervous. I don't want to start this process. I know what's going to happen. I'm just happy that I don't really care what happens to Rockies Giants. Like, I'll fix that later. And
yeah,
it doesn't matter all that much if the Astros doesn't come out because they don't play till 10 o'clock. Like, I'll have enough time to fix it. It's just that I really, really, really like the Astros on FanDuel. They have 2% aggregate ownership right now. I assume I end up in like the 9 to 10 range.
That's great too. Like the Yankees too, we haven't even mentioned them. They've already blasted Snell once.
Yeah.
And decent implied total. It's a great pitcher they're going up against. But a bunch of low-owned good teams in not optimal spots, but everybody's just looking towards the optimal spots. But it's an optimal spot that's going to be spit out by an optimizer. That's kind of how that works all the time. So that's why you're seeing Rockies and Giants bats be so popular.
Yeah, the Giants in particular. Their top value percentage when I looked before was just something really stupid high. When you know you're going to see that team a lot. There we go, 650. Here we go, buddy. Time to do it.
I'm going to. If I get beat by a chalk Giants 5-man because they hit 8 doubles, I'm just going to lose those days anyways.
Yeah, I know the feeling. Alrighty. FanDuel projections in short crunch. Calculate. Right. Here we go. Here's the journey. It is the most fun part, but it's just like the least fun part to do on the stream.
Well, yeah. Let's see here. I got to pull up. I'm going to be cutting it pretty close if I go through the whole way with this because I don't have my templates downloaded yet. But I got to see if there's any contests I need to enter. Any extra ones. $10 still not full, Josh. So if you want in on that.
I need to figure out why I just clicked crunch on FanDuel and got like 38 lineups.
That's a problem. I would guess your caps are too low.
Yeah, that's rarely an issue for me, so I just assume that I forgot to check a box or something. Well, let's try to up it 1%. I haven't had I've been pretty dialed into this that I haven't had to make that sort of change in a while.
Yeah.
Guess I'll make that change.
FC is cruising right now.
Yeah, my DK side is moving pretty nice. FanDuel grinding to a halt at a time where I don't need it to grind to a halt, though.
Watch it be a 1-0 game. Yeah. You got to guess the right players in the lineup, and then the game's got to go off. Seems less fun by the minute.
Yeah, FC is cruising. I've got my first 200 DK lineups done on 5 threes. Okay, now I'm really confident that everything here is wrong. So reset likes and dislikes. Remove projections. I'm starting from scratch. Restore defaults. I don't trust it right now. And I don't have time to monkey with it.
Yeah, I'm going to try to get my DK lineups in as fast as possible because there's a real chance I'm losing power here.
Yeah, that you really should do. If you do, shoot me a DM and I'll upload for you or something.
I think I could get LTE on my phone and do it from there. But
there you go. We just got the question: what percentage of team stacks do you guys use on Fantasy Cruncher? I have them both set to 100.
Me too. But if you're doing that, you probably want to consider capping individually.
Yes.
So just what you're doing. If you don't use individual caps, then I think on a slate like this, it would depend on each team for me. How chalky is the team? How much are you comfortable going overweight? But in general, I just don't want to do more. Like, I don't want to limit the optimizer if I don't have to, as far as which teams I'm getting exposed to.
We are on the exact same page. Okay, now I got FanDuel moving. Sometimes it just kind of like holds on to old settings.
Dave said he fixed that, or he was working on fixing that, I believe.
Yeah, good. No, I mean, it's cruising now. I'm up to 120 FanDuel lineup, so I'm not worried about time any longer.
Different site has San Francisco lineup ready. What?
I haven't seen it come through on Twitter, and I have more than one spot in my Twitter list.
What do you think about people? I don't know if you saw in the premium Slack, but people were talking about how because of the first game or something, if the doubleheader that affects the second game, and the only way I could think that affects the second game is if it was like an elite bullpen and they taxed out all their good arms in the first game.
I mean, maybe, but
it's all shown in the Vegas total.
Yeah,
so.
It is not something I would ever pay attention to.
Yeah,
I wouldn't even know they would play. Like it wouldn't even be on my radar. I would never look.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is going to be tight for FanDuel, but that's the easier one to do in the grand scheme of things. I'm just about done DK, which means that's usually the time where another lineup comes out to kick me straight in the junk. Yeah. Okay, yes, there's something going really wonky with this, and I can't figure out what it is because I'm getting essentially no usable lineups in FanDuel.
Did you post in your DK caps or something? I'm not sure.
No, I can't really figure out what's going on here. Like, I just increased both of my cap settings, and it's getting worse, not better.
Do you have something going on in your stacks?
4 4s, like nothing. 4 4s, no.
Box checked?
Huh? No. One unique, a little bit of randomness. I mean, I found it. All of my stack percentages are at 5% from my example in a video earlier today.
What were you doing a video on? If you
I had my office hours, so I was just I was sharing an example of how to get one of every team.
Oh, okay, I see. For a 10-game slate, you multiply that.
And now that is still in this was still in the cruncher, and I didn't notice it. So now I've got 9 minutes to finish FanDuel.
Okay.
So that should go well, right?
Yeah, certainly. Won't be sweating that.
No, not at all.
Sweating putting your lineups in.
Yeah.
It's got to be fun for people to watch.
All right, I've got DK lineups done.
Okay.
I'm going to add those to my sheet right now.
Yeah, mine are about done as well. 595. We're at 600 now. All right. Let's take those.
All right, here we go. The refresh is on. Let's see where we land. God, I wish I would have noticed that. Giants lineup is out.
Oh, come on. You serious?
Yes, I'm serious.
Is it different?
I didn't look. I don't really know what it was. I assume it's not what I have. So, Belt, Slater, Sandoval, Vogt, Crawford, Yastrzemski, Pilar, Solano.
So Slater was not expected to be in. Now he's batting second. Okay.
Top stack for me, 19% Dodgers.
All right. Well, I'm gonna get these lineups in after Alex updates the rankings.
Half the field on the Rockies, a third of the field on the Giants.
Wow. This is incredibly annoying.
Yep. I completely agree.
No, it was coming though.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it coming. I mean, I'm just putting them in like this now. Nothing else I could really do at this point.
Oh, it's 7:05. Yeah, it's 7:05 locks. That's for. Oh, there we go. Alex updated the projections.
Nice.
So now I will have players that are playing in the lineup. So that's helpful. It's flat for basketball, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got 23% Kershaw, 21% Snell, 17% Kyle Hendricks. We haven't talked about him at all. 19% Musgrove.
Nice. That's a really quality number, actually.
I'm very okay with that. All right. DraftKings I have sorted and done. I am going with this because I'm very happy with the way that it came out.
Oh, man.
And then I'll fix this stupid San Francisco stuff afterwards.
I'm going to take down 25K tonight on DK and die in a tornado before I get to see it. That's the spirit.
Oh, that's not you?
No, that's not me.
Oh.
Could be me, though.
I was like, don't worry, man. I'll sign in and transfer that to me.
Yeah. I actually just took out a bunch of my money on DK.
Smart.
I just had too much in there. So I had to go to the bank today.
I had a lineup have too much salary? That can't be possible.
Oh, boy.
El Rodriguez, Grandal, Santana, Kike, Justin Turner, Cody Bellinger, Jock Verdugo. Why in the world does that have too much salary? And is that true? It is true. 50,200. How is that possible?
That doesn't seem possible unless you increase your salary cap somehow.
I don't think that's a possible thing.
Yeah, you can.
You can't increase it past the top, can you?
Yeah, you can.
Really?
Yep. I've done it before for a FanDuel single game hockey showdown. They had the wrong format in, but it worked.
Weird.
I stayed 55K was the cap, and I put it to 60 or something, 61.
Well, I don't touch that ever. So, Mookie Betts is cheaper than Cody Bellinger, right? Yeah, has to be. Oh, we're at 7:00. I'm not gonna get my FanDuel lineups in.
All right. Well, I'm just putting my stuff in here. Where is my DK sheet? All right, there it is. Oops, that's not it.
If I get this in, it's gonna be a miracle. For real, like having too much salary on this one is really gonna be problematic for me. You guys love this show? This is the scramble. This is the MME life right now.
This is the MME life. It is it's fun when you win big tournaments.
Yeah, it's not fun in these spots where you end up with $50,200 on somebody. Righty.
I can't imagine playing 100K a night.
I would have a panic attack.
Like an NFL Sunday?
I can't.
I would probably run like a dummy one like an hour before, just to make sure.
I mean, obviously it's helpful to not be live.
Yeah, but still, I've done this when I first started MMEing. The scramble was terrible, and I was playing like 1/100th of what I play now, like 50th or whatever.
As long as I see a big number against the Astros here, I will be happy. Okay, so this is just incredibly problematic now. Why? Whose name is wrong? Robel Garcia.
Oh, yeah, he messed up my sheet, too, a few weeks ago.
Do you know what the issue was?
No. Not that I can remember off the top of my head.
That's fun. Because I have him in just about everything, and I have 3 minutes to go, and he's in, 30% of this stuff. Why am I whiffing on Robel Garcia?
Okay. Oh my God, I have 37% Adrian Hauser on DK. Oof. Hope Ian Desmond's in the lineup too because I have 25% of him. Wowzers.
Why is this breaking? Why is this breaking? I'm just not going to get this in. 650.
Do you have late slate players in?
No, I exported wrong. Got it. What's my timer? 7:02. Okay, this might be okay. I'm not going to be able to tweak this at all.
Yeah, you got 2 minutes. About 2 minutes flat.
I'll be able to put 150 in, hopefully. Let's just hope that it looks good. Okay, I have essentially no Astros. How is that possible now? Gonna have to just make it happen.
Yeah, you gotta just ride with it at some point. Can you hear this rain outside my window?
Very, very lightly.
Oh my god, it's loud. I wonder if anybody's home besides me, or if I'm just gonna.
That's just gonna have to work.
All right. Okay. Slater Tater for sure. He's gonna end up being like 40% owned. He's just gonna dong. I don't have a single Slater share. I don't think it's even possible for me to have that right now. So unless I late swaptimize, no Austin Slater for your boy.
I'm really not looking forward to going in and fixing all of this garbage either.
I'm just not going to. You know why?
Why?
You know what it is?
Why?
It's Bachelorette night.
Yeah, is it?
It is. I'm trying to think it's Fantasy Suites tonight, or maybe she sends someone home before Fantasy Suites. You know what Fantasy Suites are?
Nope. Oh, is that where they smash?
I think that's the technical term. They don't have to actually, but there's I guess a big blow up tonight on religious thoughts as far as that word you just said. So I'm looking forward to the episode. It's going to be a good one. You know, there's hella lightning outside my window.
Just got the upload in with 15 seconds to spare.
Okay. All right. Good to hear. So you're in.
Yeah,
you have lineups.
I have lineup. Barely. A couple of them I didn't get to copy over, honestly, but it'll be fine.
All right.
Oh, all right. Get me out of here so we can fix this stuff. Man, so where'd you end up?
All right, real quick. I have 48% Paxton. Wow. 48% Paxton, 35% Hauser. Cleveland, Colorado, actually about even as far as my top stacks. My next highest pitcher is Fried, then Porcello, Kershaw. Those guys all 18 to 25%. Musgrove at 18.7. That's exactly what I wanted. Junis right at the field. My next, White Sox really snuck up there. And then I got to some more Boston fillers. Got to some Mookie Betts, got to some JD. So I like to see that as well. So
okay.
A little more evened out than I imagined. Not as many Indians, but still it looks like they're rivaling for a top 2 stack for me.
I'm basically with the field on the Indians on FanDuel, slightly higher on DraftKings. So they're the team I have third most. But Dodgers double the field. That's my spot. Dodgers go crazy. Find me at the top. All right, time to fix all this dumb stuff. Live Before Lock is the promo code, 50% off your first month with us, any monthly package you choose. Tune in tomorrow, strategy show. Myself and Laffy will have Ben and Tim talking British Open, talking British Open at 2:30. Deeper Dive, we'll have the 3-man band. And then, Jake, is it you and Randone tomorrow?
I believe so.
There you go. Talk Bachelor for Bachelorette for the first 5 minutes will be perfect.
Yeah, I think we actually probably will. So I think we both want to do that. So it'll be cool.
Josh looks like he's going to pass out. Yeah, Josh feels like he's going to pass out. That was not a really fun time. No.
It was a fun show until we didn't get the lineups in.
Yeah, that was not helpful at all. So, time to fix my mess. Good luck, everybody. Tune in to everything. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel, and we will talk to you again later.